Hello again, Hot Wheels collectors. So, as usual, I'm learning about the real world by collecting miniature toy vehicles. I never knew about this car, and the only reason I know about this is because I collect Hot Wheels. So, it's called the Rimac Nevera, and here's their website. This is the world's fastest electric production car. It went 412 kilometers per hour, which is, suffice to say, very fast. In English speak, it would be 258 miles per hour. All right. So it has a motor in each of the wheels, and then Wikipedia here is telling me that making around 1900 horsepower, a little bit more than that, and there's some single-speed gearboxes both in the front and the rear. And then this thing will actually have a range of 340 miles or almost 550 kilometers. That's a pretty good amount of range. Um, yeah, but before I forget, let's check the scale on this thing. Wikipedia says the wheelbase is 2745. Zero it out. There's no bumps there, so I'm going to have to go axle to axle measurement today. Hopefully the axles are straight. I would say that's like 41 divided by 41. 167 scale. Alright, so unfortunately it's not really to scale. Okay. Oh, there's that side photo. There we go. What I'm debating in my mind is this an attractive car? It's not offensive. For me, I don't think it's ugly, but I also don't think it's any different than a lot of other looking vehicles. That wasn't English, was it? But this looks like a Lotus and a McLaren to me, like kind of like if they had a kid, a McLaren and a Lotus. That's the vibe I'm getting. And then with the lights here, maybe you actually see like an NSX or something, or some sort of Japanese supercar there. Well, anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think it's good looking or not? It's supposed to be around $2 million, I guess, this car. Which I guess if you're able to go over 200 miles per hour, I think the street legal ones are supposed to top out around 220 miles per hour. But if you can go to a special event, the engineers will let you max it out. Alright, well, I guess the wheel choice is okay from Hot Wheels here. I'm not sure what kind of wheels I'm going to print. We'll get to that later, I guess. And so we have this blue plastic base here, but unfortunately it's not really close to the metallic paint up here on the die cast. I kind of wish it would just be totally different. Like maybe if this was even gray. Maybe the second colorway will do that. It's just not close enough, I don't think, to really say those are the same blue. You'd think in this time and age they'd be able to match the plastics to the paint better, but I think it's also because this is a metallic paint and that's not really, it's a somewhat metallic plastic, but maybe if they're just solid blues they would be better instead of metallic, because the flake size is different. Alright, well anyways, I'm going to guess the interior piece is black because I'm going to guess this is maybe attached to it, you know, all this stuff. This is pretty good engineering, I think, you know, mixing up, using the black interior to represent the black panels on the outside. So, yeah, you got a little bit of, you know, undercut, you know, shadows and stuff going on because of the way they constructed it, so it's pretty good. Going to the front here, let me get a different angle here. Is that a texture? Yeah, it's a very faint texture there. I don't really see it on the front photograph myself, but maybe it's supposed to be like carbon fiber or something. In here, in the vents, there's the light, there you go. So there's a honeycomb pattern molded in there, so that looks pretty nice. The chin spoiler, I guess for plastic, isn't too bad. You know, it's not too thick. And then as usual, Hot Wheels has the great printed lights, you know, even though that's just a flat surface, it looks three-dimensional. I really wish other brands, all brands, did that if they're not going to put real plastic lenses in. So the Rimac logo is quite legible, it's quite good. It's maybe a little bit big, but whatever. No black paint here, but that's totally understandable. This is a mainline Hot Wheels after all. So yeah, we have some black plastic here, and then the black plastic of the interior. You have your standard interior details. Actually, it's better than usual because that steering wheel is quite thin and small. Hopefully you can see it right there. It's not like a giant pizza pan. But unfortunately it's so dark I can't tell if there's air passing between the steering wheel spokes. I can't tell. There's a lot of distortion in that. I think it actually is a pizza pan though. Just a small size pizza though. Okay, some buttons there in the center console. The seat has, looks to be kind of like a texture of some sort. Yeah, nothing wrong there. In the back we actually have a Rimac logo. I don't know, I guess maybe this is a trunk. I mean, if the motors are in the wheels, it's not an engine, right? Maybe there's the transmission or something is under there. I don't even understand why it would have a transmissions or single-speed gearboxes according to Wikipedia. If the motors are in the wheels, why would you need gearboxes? So hopefully someone smarter than all of us can leave a comment on that. Standard super thick wing struts, keep kids from breaking it, and well, that's the way it's done. This wing is really high and the approach angle is quite steep, but I'm assuming on a car that goes this fast it can actually do this for maybe braking. Maybe it's active braking, but obviously for low drag and the real car the photos are much more horizontal. Alright, the tail lights there, they're painted red. They look pretty good actually. I guess you could just add some black paint right here above. It's a cavity, so it'd be pretty easy to do if you want to bring it to be a little more realistic. The diffuser vanes, they're pretty thick, of course. Hot Wheels plastic after all. Nothing in the license plate. It's too bad. But I'd rather have printed taillights than a license plate because it just makes life easier. And so at the bottom, yeah, it tells you what the car is. Roughly 2022. Copyright. I don't know what these would be for. Interesting. Maybe that's like a brake duct or something. It goes up there. I really wish they would just write the scale on Hot Wheels. You know, it's fine that they're not 1/64, but maybe tell people what scale it is. I don't know why that's so difficult. Why, culturally, I don't know why Mattel doesn't try to actually educate their clientele base. It's very strange. Alright, well, I'm not sure, again, what I'm going to do with the wheels. Looking at these photographs, those wheels are so thin, the spokes, they would not 3D print reliably. At least like if I want to actually let you guys buy the same wheels. So we'll have to see what I come up with. Maybe there's some other Rimacs with some more 3D print friendly wheels. Alright, I decided to go with the original wheels from the concept car that became this car. It was called the C2. That was I guess the Concept 2. And the Nevera is the official name of the regular road-going vehicle. But these, to me, look like electric car wheels, right? They're very aerodynamic, some venting and stuff going on there. This is supposed to be silver, but there's no way I'm going to paint silver on something that small. The tires are a separate piece, though, so I gloss-coated the wheels just to get a little more difference. They're the same black, though. And so I just cut off the stock axles and then reused them. I didn't have to drill it apart or anything like that. I didn't do anything else. No paint, nothing. Just getting lazy in my age, I guess. But also Hot Wheels just did a good job. So, yeah, that's it. Let's take a look at a few other Hot Wheels supercars. So, a relatively recent one I did was the Lambo FKP. And then one of my very early ones was this McLaren Speedtail, which has the really funky wheel covers there. And then going classic, excuse me, going into the classics, we got the Bugatti EB110. So, I guess it's harder to see the wheels all lined up like that. And since they're not on scale anyways, it doesn't really matter, right? They're in the general ballpark of being some sort of small car model, but I do feel the Speedtail is really small. I can't remember the exact scale though when I reviewed it. Alright, well, let's move on. Let this thing spin on its own. There's a picture of the concept car with those wheels. So,
as I mentioned, never knew about this car in the first place. Hot Wheels introduces me to a lot of the things in the real world. Since magazines don't exist anymore, I just do other things on my tablet. I don't really search car news. It's just not my thing. Alright, well guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next Hot Wheels 3D printed wheel video.